The CrowdStrike mission was something I was committed to even before I knew about CrowdStrike. It was something I'd been working on for years, hunting down adversaries on government networks and commercial networks and trying to put a stop to what they were doing. So when George and Dimitri told me about CrowdStrike and asked me to be a part of it, it was something I couldn't say no to. It was something I'd always wanted to be doing, and it really gave me a good way to focus on the adversary and make it about the adversary. I spent a number of years working for a defense contractor, and in that time I had exposure to government customers across different specters of the government, DoD, civilian, etc., and also some commercial sectors, and really got a good understanding of where they were being targeted, how they were being targeted, and what types of things the bad guys were bringing to bear against them. And this gave me the opportunity to really understand the adversary and figure out how they work. So the intelligence team is kind of the glue that holds together the different facets of the company. So we've got the technology side of the house, which is using the intelligence team to understand how to make the products better and how to really instrument the products to focus on the adversary. And then the services team, which is utilizing the intelligence team for reverse engineering and being able to kind of give them a bird's eye view of the threat landscape through multiple different customers and really kind of bring everything together and bridge the gap between the technology and the services. The intelligence analysts, there's a couple of different types of people that we have working in the intelligence team. There's the reverse engineering technical people that tend to be really focused on diving deep into malware and tools and tearing them apart and figuring out all different types of tool marks that they can to attribute to different adversaries, different actors, break it up into tools, techniques, and procedures. And the other thing is the intelligence analyst, who's focused on really tracking and understanding who the bad guys are, what intricacies about their personality they can extrapolate from different things that they do on the network, different things they do while they're committing their attacks, and to kind of fuse that into a worldview and understand what's going on in the world and where some of these adversaries might be hanging out. The attribution is a really tricky thing, and I think it's something that a lot of people struggle to get their hands around. And in terms of attribution, we really look at every attack and try to understand who's doing this and look at from a digital fingerprint kind of standpoint, different things that they've done, compiler artifacts that they might have left into a tool, or in some cases they left their build directory in a tool or something like that, all the way through looking at what they're using for command and control and how they're monetizing or spending money to build out their command and control architectures, and really kind of pull that together to get a holistic view of everything that they're doing, and then start to extrapolate from that the TTPs. CrowdStrike is interrupting adversary operations by looking at the chain that the adversary is using and trying to make it expensive for the adversary to recover when we do something. So whether it be a botnet takedown or impacting a foreign intelligence threat, looking at what they're using, how they're using it, and what is going to make things very expensive for them in the long run. So if we could take something down that's not going to be as easy as recompiling another piece of malware, then that's where we're focusing our efforts. Taking the step back and seeing what is everything from the malware that they're using all the way through the advanced command and control infrastructures that they're deploying, and the human aspect behind what they're using to commit these attacks, and figuring out what is really the most expensive thing that we can take out that would be difficult for them to put back in place. So looking at something like a command and control infrastructure and dismantling it in one fell swoop makes it very difficult for them to be back on their feet the next day. And if you do that enough, you really start to make it hurt and make it difficult for them to operate. We've got a number of botnets that we're tracking and watching and waiting for them to expose some weakness. And we've also been focusing pretty heavily on a lot of the foreign intelligence threats and watching what they do and tracking them. And we're poised to start to impact some of their operations pretty soon.